Good morning, good afternoon, or indeed good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are on the planet. Welcome to the World of Zwift. I'm OJ Borge. Think of me as your trusty, reliable tour guide. Welcome to the roads of Watopia and beyond. So let's kick things off by seeing what we've got coming up in the show. I have the honour of joining cycling legend Sir Christopher Hoy on a group ride, all in aid of the fantastic cause that is Doddie Aid. Hannah Walker grabs a quick word with ZRL Premier Division Race 1 winner Liz van Houweling. Matt Stephens and Rahsaan Bahati choose their dream bikes to Zwift on as they build their ultimate indoor ride. Matt also teams up with Dirt as they start the wonderful tour of discovery that is the Tour de Zwift. And we get the facts about Fondo in A to Zwift. Whether you're new to the world of Zwift and you're exploring for the first time, or maybe you're a seasoned Zwifter who is pedaling their way towards level 50, we love hearing about your experiences on Zwift. So feel free to tell us all about them in the comments below. And hey, while you're doing that, it would be super duper if you could hit the like and subscribe button to make sure you never miss another episode. Oh, thank you. Thanks for doing that. Tour de Zwift 2022 has landed. There are 8 stages across every one of the Zwift worlds, and it all ends on February the 13th. So get involved, because there's shorter rides during the week, longer rides on the weekend. So why not join me and the rest of the Zwift community as part of the biggest party on wheels? According to Strava, I rode 6,308 kilometres in 2021, a personal best for me, but Zwifter John McAllister has taken that to a whole new level as he is nearing his monumental goal of cycling 36,500 kilometres in 365 days. He's been riding both IRL and on Zwift, and he is aiming to average 100 kilometres per day to raise money for CALM, that is Campaign Against Living Miserably. Chapeau. If you would like to get behind Joel, you'll find the link below. Do you see yourself as a time trialist? Want to train like Filippo Ganna? Maybe you're a GC contender like Egan Bernal. Starting on January the 24th, you can train like a pro as part of the Ineos Grenadiers virtual training camp right here on Zwift. In total, this 6-week camp features 12 workouts. You can ride as part of a scheduled group, some of which will feature Ineos pros, or take to the virtual tarmac solo with on-demand sessions found in the workouts folder. From one Grand Tour winner to another, Geraint Thomas's Cycling Club podcast has reached the milestone of 1 million downloads. You can join in on the GTCC group ride where you can listen along to the podcast on Wednesdays. To find out more, check out the Zwift events page on the companion app. Geraint Thomas isn't the only gold medal winner you can ride with on Zwift. Some of you will have already joined the Doddie Aid Group Rides led by Sir Chris Hoy, who has 6 gold medals to his name. What are the Doddie Aid Group Rides, I hear you ask? Well, I jumped on with Sir Chris to find out more. Time for me to slip into something a little bit more lycra. And here I am, and here's Sir Chris Hoy as well. Chris, how are you, buddy?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. Excited about this ride. What are we doing today?
Well, this is part of the Doddie Aid social ride series. So twice a week through January and the first 2 weeks of February, we're trying to raise awareness and raise funds for the Doddie Aid charity fundraising event. Is to raise money for motor neuron disease research. Doddie Weir, legend of the Scotland rugby team, British Lions, sadly was diagnosed with MND about 4 or 5 years ago, and these are rides for Doddie basically. So yeah, it's a fun group, really good social ride, and there's a pace for everybody basically.
Because it is a social ride to start with, but it does start to kick off towards the end, doesn't it?
Yeah, so today it's a 25k ride, and with 5k's to go, that's the time. If you want to, you can crack on and you can have a bit of a race. As I say, there's a pace for everybody. So you've got the supers at the back. We'll make sure no one gets left behind. And if you really want to crack on, you can attack off the front too with 5k to go.
I would hate myself if I didn't ask this, Chris. Obviously, one of the greatest sprinters, one of the greatest cyclists we've ever produced on this island. So how do you reckon you and I, maybe the last, 500 metres, maybe a cheeky little race?
If we can do 200 metres, that'd be better for me, I think, because 500 is actually still quite a long way for me. I mean, I still have a little dig every now and again, but 500 metres is about 30 seconds. That's a lot of pain you can produce in that time if you want to. But yeah, let's have a little sprint at the end, maybe 200 metres to go. So
before this gets carried away, Chris, I'm going to do it. How do I donate? I've just seen that Louise Minchin is donating her G&T money. How do I do it?
So if you go to the link that's on the screen, I'll just do it again.
Yeah.
Is it just giving time?
Yeah.
give you coffee stop money, your virtual coffee stop money. I eat a lot of cake, I drink a lot of coffee, so I give 20 quid. It'd be great if everybody else could do the same. And in doing so, we're going to raise a huge amount. We've got 2 rides a week for 6 weeks. We're trying to raise a huge amount of money here. So, yeah, if you could do that, please, that would be amazing and be a big part of the Doddie Aid fundraising effort.
All right, done it. Give them my money. So, Chris, then, with the kids now, I take it you don't have time for those big, long rides anymore?
No, I don't. I probably last year did about 5 or 6 long rides, like over 2 hours. Everything else has been really short. Zwift has been my main form of riding. And I was one of the guys that, when Zwift first came out, I thought, that's not for me. You know, I've done turbo training all my life. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to have a virtual world to ride in. And I tried it once. And it was like a light bulb moment. I thought, this is brilliant. So I'm really glad I found it. And it's, you know, even half an hour in a day, you can smash a session out and you get benefit from that. And if you do have a long charity ride or a sports if you want to do or something, you've got a decent level of fitness and you have that real kind of high end, like most of it's high end stuff to do, so you can cope with the hard stuff.
You in a World Champions jersey?
Yeah, I've not taken it up for a while. Rick gave it to me for a ride a wee while ago and I've just kept it on.
Yeah, I love it.
Jason Kenny's up in, Jason's been first to one. Right, he's in that group ahead. We can't let him beat us. This is quite a hard sprint, the desert one, because it's about 30 seconds, it's 26, 27 seconds. And you're poking the bear, are you?
Absolutely poking the bear. He says no, he just said no. Oh, yeah, half a kilometre to go. What we do, Chris, we're going on the 200 metres.
We're going to go at 200 metres, so when it hits point 2, we go.
Okay, all right. I'm watching your rainbow bands. I've got my eyes on your rainbow bands.
Point 3, you ready?
Ah! Oh my God, look at it go!
Yes! Yes!
Mate, that was ace. Chris, I'll let you have that sprint win. I'll let you have that one, but I loved everything about this. I loved it. How do I do it again? When do I join again?
Yeah, we're doing them every Wednesday and every Sunday for the rest of January and the first 2 weeks of February. So the more the merrier. We'd love to have your support and we're a friendly bunch. So come and join us.
I will do. Thank you. Ooh.
Cheers, okay.
So I'm just doing what we all do after a ride, which is where you flick through your numbers. And I'm pretty proud. I got over 1,000 on my sprint against the Chris Hoy, which I was proud of. And then he posted this. He posted that he got over 2,000 watts. 2,000 watts. The trainers don't go above 2,000 watts. That's what Sir Chris Hoy had to pull out of the bag to beat me. Now, getting onto Zwift is really simple and it's inexpensive, but what if you could build a Zwift setup from the ground up to rival all others? What bike would you choose? Which trainer is right for you? Most importantly, where do you place your ride snacks to keep them close at hand? Well, that's exactly what we asked Rahsaan Bahati and Matt Stephens to do. So let's take a look at the first part of a new mini-series we are calling Building the Ultimate Indoor Ride.
There are a lot of decisions to be made when it comes to getting on Zwift, and even more when it comes to creating your perfect indoor ride.
Luckily, Rahsaan and I have been given the challenge of building the ultimate indoor ride for your viewing pleasure. And along the way, not only finding a few options that might work for us, but also some for you as well. So, let's kick things off with the bike. TT bikes for those triathletes out there, a stiff aero race frame for those long, hard race days, a 9-speed retro steel frame for those days in the mountains, or even a hardtail mountain bike, because simply put, that's all you have. Whatever bike you ride, you can ride it on Zwift.
Kids can get on Zwift, single speeders can get on Zwift. The question now is, what do I want to ride on Zwift?
And me.
So let's start with the frame. And without a doubt, it has to be carbon fiber.
Steel?
Carbon fiber.
Steel?
Hold up. This is the bike I used to race across America in 2018. It's awesome.
Okay, but I spent most of my pro career wishing I was riding this bike. It's a thing of beauty.
Okay, you do your thing, and I'll do mine.
Right, the heart and soul of anyone's setup, apart from yourself, of course, will be the bike. And for many people, a smart bike will be the way to go. They provide all-in-one, always-on convenience, and there are various brands out there too, from Tacx, Wahoo, Wattbike, and many others.
And while they come at the pricier end of the spectrum, if you want the convenience, don't want to mess around with your regular bike, and have a place to house them, they're great. For my setup and Matt's, we'll be building around a standard road-going pedal bike.
Everybody will have their own personal reasons for the bike that they ultimately choose to ride on Zwift. But for me, well, I've been given the opportunity to build the ultimate ride. So I'm going to choose a bike from the era that I was a professional cyclist, the back end of the 90s and the early noughties. However, this was a bike that I never actually raced on, although I wished I had. It's a Colnago Master with Columbus SLX tubing, but look at that colourway. Original Mapei colour scheme. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, you might be asking, Matt, this is a 9-speed cassette. How on earth will this bike be able to work on a cutting-edge smart trainer? Well, you're in luck. Most smart trainers will take a variety of cassettes, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, so long as you've got the right spaces. However, this steel bike ticks all the boxes that I want. It reflects my past, it's got a real aggressive feel, and it's also very, very comfortable because I am a very regular Zwifter.
I'm glad that's going to work for you, Matt. And you're right, it's a real nice bike. But for me, I like more robust setup, built around the most up-to-date material and parts. So, I'm using a Giant Propel, which is their aero road bike. I ride this bike all the time. It's a regular bike for me, and I know that my indoor riding on Zwift will match up to my outdoor riding. Your ultimate indoor ride could either be built from scratch or built around something you already have and love. And I really love this bike. The group set you may be familiar with. It's the Dura-Ace Di2, electronic shifting. That's right. Fast, clean gear changes matter indoors and out, especially if you're racing. Along with that, one of the most important things on the bike is the saddle. Make sure yours is comfortable and maybe have a little bit more padding if you're looking to put in longer miles indoors. On my ultimate ride, I'll be running a super lightweight Cadex saddle, which has carbon underbelly and carbon rails. Something else I love about this bike is that the head tube is just a little more upright, which helps me with my comfort when I'm riding long miles on Zwift.
Now, if you're putting together your Zwift setup for the first time, or you're looking for inspiration to overhaul your pain cave, you can watch the full video of Rahsaan and I building our ultimate indoor ride in the links below.
Now, the latest instalment of A to Zwift is all about melting that chocolate you've got left over after the holidays and enjoying a nice, luxurious fondue. So what? Oh, this is fondue. What is it supposed to be then? Fondo? Awkward.
F is for Fondo. The Z Fondo series is an endurance challenge for the masses. Monthly events giving you a chance to accomplish something big. Join thousands of Zwifters working together, putting in big efforts. Along the way, you'll unlock jerseys and build your fitness in ways only long rides truly can. Whether it's the 50-kilometer Bambino ride, the 70-kilometer Medio route, or the full-on Grand Fondo, measuring around 90 kilometers. Throughout all Z Fondo events, you'll automatically have double draft enabled. What's double draft, you say? That's when the draft van power-up is active for all riders all the time. Better still, ride as a group and you'll really be able to maintain some serious speeds. Want to take on the Fondo but never done such a long ride? Well, check out the Fondo training plan. You'll find the 4-week plan to take on whichever ride you're doing in the workout section. It's simple. There's a Fondo for everyone. So get training and get ready to go long.
The The latest season of the Zwift Racing League Premier Division resumed its hostilities in its usual spot on the weekly calendar. The 6-week season kicked off on the new Nyokio all-nighter route. In the men's race, Next, powered by Ensure, picked up where they left off by claiming top spot, while the women's race was won in exciting fashion in a bunch sprint by Liz van Houweling, and Hannah Walker caught up with her to get her reaction straight after her victory.
Liz, congratulations on winning tonight in Nyoko for round 1 of season 2 in the ZRL. How did that feel when you crossed the line? Because it was tight, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually didn't know they went so early, and I just kept pushing through the field. I didn't even know who was in first. And so when I finished, I didn't even know the last girl that I passed was the one that was ahead. So it wasn't until the results popped up that I even realized I won. So yeah, it was super exciting.
What was going through your mind then, through the arcade, when you saw 4 riders go off the front, gain a little bit of time, the 3 riders from Heino, and then Krystal Kuczynski? What was going through your mind? Were you having to just be patient and see and hope that it would come back, or what was your move at that point?
Yeah, in the past, I would say I've been the rider that has gone too early. So I came in with a game plan of what I wanted to do in my finish, and I actually usually sit in the front too much, and so I was consciously trying to sit back a little bit so that I had room to move through the draft as I started my sprint. So I honestly didn't even know exactly what was happening at the front. I mean, I could tell that people had gone early, but I just started winding it up a little, like at 600 or 700 meters, a little bit more, but try to just be patient. And then I had an arrow that I could drop a little bit later and try to just, keep pushing all the way to the finish and hope that everyone else died, basically.
Well, you had the perfect power-up and you timed it so well going into that finish, because it's quite an unusual finish line, isn't it? Because it's almost on that left-hand bend, on the zebra crossing, almost out of sight. So you have to know exactly where you can open up your sprint, how long you're able to sprint for, knowing your own strength.
Yeah, so I pre-wrote it about 5 times, probably. I'm sorry, that's my children. Okay, shh. And so I knew exactly how far it was coming out of the arcade. And then like I said, I had my game plan. So I wanted to start going from about 500 out and then really kick it the last 300. So yeah, just tried to do what I wanted to do basically, and not let other people influence my game plan.
And you had your biggest cheerleaders and fans cheering you on all the way until the finish line there with your 2 children. How much support and motivation does that give you whilst you're racing?
My daughter loves all the bike racing because she gets to watch Paw Patrol during bike racing. So she loves that I race my bike because she gets to watch Paw Patrol. And it's just exciting for them to actually be here and get to see, something that I'm passionate about. And so it's awesome to have little kids involved.
Well, Liz, a huge congratulations for winning tonight's round. We'll let you get back to your number 1 fan club. How are you going to celebrate today?
Yeah, probably some wine and chocolate and playing games with the kids.
Wine and chocolate, or wine just for for yourself?
That's right, not the kids. Chocolate all around.
Well, certainly, celebrations all around. Well, Liz, thank you very much for your time and a huge congratulations.
Thank you so much.
As I'm sure you're all aware, the 2022 Tour de Zwift is well underway. For the uninitiated, it is the biggest event on the Zwift calendar, with over 200,000 runners and riders taking part in a series of group rides and runs over 5 weeks. Now, the first event alone had more than 12,000 people sign up for it. Quite simply, it is the best way to explore all of the worlds of Zwift with the rest of the Zwift community. With that in mind, we thought what better way to sample it than to send Matt Stephens on a ride with one of the most popular Zwift community groups, DIRT, which could stand for Dogs in Racy Tights, but I'll let Matt explain.
Well, thank you very much indeed, OJ, and I'm happy to say that I've been joined by 3 members from the DIRT Cycling Club. So guys, thanks very much indeed for allowing me to ride with you today. This is obviously stage 1 of the Tour de Zwift. So Jason, first question to you, sir. First up, what does DIRT stand for? And how did DIRT actually come about in the first instance, and why did you decide to start it?
DIRT stands for Dads Inside Riding Trainers. And it came about just seeing the same names over and over every morning at 5 a.m. riding together, enjoying the same group rides, group races, and really finding the game changed my life personally towards no end. And that's what I've tried to create, the core values of dirt. A lot of people know my story. I came from a really bad place before I found the game. Kids aren't sleeping, therapy, depression, the whole shebang. My weight was 30 pounds more. Once I found the game, started riding, found guys who shared the common bond of dads trying to get their fitness back, trying to feel like their old selves. My life took a complete 180, and that's what I've tried to make this group about, is dads inside supporting each other, moms supporting each other, non-dads supporting each other, and creating this community that we've all been through it. We share the struggles of life together, but we're here, we're riding to make ourselves better people.
So Jeff, DIRT stands for Dads Indoors Riding Trainers, but you don't have to be a dad, do you? Anybody can join. You're a group that's, really, really inclusive.
Yes, that's correct, Matt. So when I found DIRT, I joined some group rides on DIRT and on Zwift, and I didn't know what DIRT was. And there's no entry requirement to DIRT. You can join a group ride at any time. There's no requirement to be a dad. I'm not a dad myself. You can be a mom. You can be a single person. It really doesn't matter. As long as you want to ride for DIRT, we'll bring you in. We'll pull you into the team and welcome you into the community.
And Cecilia, what sort of events do DIRT actually organise then? What sort of activities are there for anybody who's maybe interested following this and getting involved with you guys?
So I think in game, there's always a group ride. Some races, there's always something to join that we're doing. And part of the reason, at least from my end of it, when I do it a lot, is because, like as Jeff was saying, we enjoy each other. It's about fun. And so to be able to have a place where you can ride the way you want to ride, laugh a lot, sometimes hurt, take care of each other and be in it together, it just makes riding so much more fun. So I get on Zwift because it's fun and there's all these great places to ride, but I stay on because of the connection I have with all the DIRT guys, men and women, meaning guys.
I think that's wonderful, because my introduction into the sport a long, long time ago, the racing side of it was something just that came later. The reason I joined a cycling team many 20, 30, 40 years ago was for that camaraderie, and it's great to see that there's a new way of connecting even more people. And Jeff, a quick question for you. Why is the Tour de Zwift such an ideal platform, really, or such an ideal event or set of events for the DIRT community, do you think?
I think we have a lot of new riders all the time. We have people coming in who might not want to race, but might want to be part of a group ride. And this gives us an opportunity to ride the different courses on Zwift, to see, what does a flat course look like? What does a hilly course look like? And that prepares you well for if you want to race. And also, it's in the name, it's a tour. So something different each time. And you get the feeling of riding with hundreds of your closest friends, which is quite awesome during the pandemic, where a lot of us are probably isolated at home, kind of struggling to find some connection. This gives us that. That's been super helpful during not only DIRT, but Zwift in general has been really helpful during the last couple of years for a lot of us.
Well, I've got 1,700 meters to go on stage one of the Tour de Zwift. Cecilia, what are you most looking forward to for the upcoming stages?
I think just the chance to ride different routes with groups of people. Whatever pace I'm at, I'll be able to find the group to ride it with.
Fantastic. And Jason, what about you?
My favorite thing is riding extra slow with particularly new Zwifters and encouraging them how great it is.
Well, that is very philanthropic almost of you, Jason. Guys, it's been an absolute blast talking to you. What you're doing is great. And to ask the same question to myself, I'm looking forward to this ride ending and planning my strategy over the coming weeks. I'll see you very soon out on the Tour de Zwift. But for now, from me, Matt, signing off with 300 meters to go. Ride on.
Of Of course, I'll certainly be riding the Tour de Zwift. Maybe you'll see me out there. There is still time to sign up and get exploring if you haven't as yet. But our time here on this episode has come to an end. Until next time, clip in and log into Zwift and get exploring, whether you're taking part in group rides, workouts, races, or you're just after that route badge. Get after it, and most important of all, ride on.